all of you. So today I'm here to explain you the research presentation, that is under 210 basics of research beer. Researcher, it's me, Surikha Chaudhar, guide Mrs. Chaitali Sinha ma'am, and center is the Arihant College of Education. So introduction. This program will enable the students to know about concept map, learning strategy, to remember the classification of animals. This will help them not only to prepare for the current exams but also in a future. This program helps students to achieve memorizing the concept which is required in exams. They will be able to study easily. They can easily use the flowcharts to explain the concepts in exams. So statement of the research. Uh, my research statement is to develop a program based on concept map and study its effectiveness. To develop a program or concept map to study the effect of it on the 10th standard students in biology student to improve the scores in written exams and testing the efficiency of the program to improve achievements. Then what is the operational definition? What is concept map? For the purpose of this study, concept map is the diagrammatic and graphical representation of concepts in the 10th standard textbook of science to enhance the knowledge integration. For the purpose of this study, concept maps will be prepared on selected topic. Uh, that is, I have prepared the concept map on the topic animal classification from the 10th standard science textbook. So academic achievements, what will be the academic achievements? For the purpose of this study, academic achievements means marks score of 10th standard science students in a examination taken by the me. So this will I'll show in the next slides. So what will be the objectives? The objectives of this research are to study the effect of concept map strategy on the academic achievements of 10th standard science students, to develop the program based on the concept map of 10th standard on classification of animal chapter, to implement the program based on concept map on animal classification of 10th standard, to develop a concept map to improve the understanding in students, to study its effectiveness of the developed program. So these are the objectives of my research. So then assumptions. What will be the assumptions? Before study, content of X standard science student syllabus includes concepts which can be studied with concept map technique. Then content of X standard science syllabus includes concepts which helps to prove that concept maps can be used for knowledge integration among the students. Then what is the hypothesis? Hypothesis: the achievement of the students in biology subject will be increased after implementing the concept mapping strategy. The errors of the students during flowchart drawing and answering MCQ will be reduced after a program. There will be no significant difference in between scores of pre-test and post-test with reference to the concept map learning. Then hypothesis fourth is there will be no significant difference between the mean scores of pre-test and post-test before and after implementation of a developed program based on concept map on classification of animals chapter of 10th standard. Then what is the need and significance of the research study? Many students don't give attention towards the lengthy lessons and they skip the classification part only because they cannot remember it. So the use of concept map in teaching learning process will be beneficial to them and they can easily memorize it. Students will easily learn through the concept map and it will very helpful to them to remember the things. This will also helpful for the students in competitive exams also. This study is important for constructive learning. The main goal of this study is to explore the concept map as an interactive tool and its implementation in teaching process to provide technology supported learning environment. Then what will be the scope of the study? Scope is the findings of this research are applicable for all secondary and higher secondary students. The results and conclusion of the research are applicable for the science subject of the secondary and higher secondary students. The findings of this research are applicable in the field of concept mapping. Then limitations: less number of students to perform action to get the solution of the problem. When sample is too large, it is difficult to attain and explain students individually. Then what is the delimitations? The study is delimited to biological concepts from the standard book textbook which have linked to previous knowledge. The research is limited for the concept map teaching strategy. The research is limited to one school only. So these are some delimitations. Then what is method, population and sample? Method is experimental method. Then population was 50 students of 10th standard of science from Maharashtra board, that is SSC board. Then sample 50 students of 10th standard of science from Maharashtra board from Chaitanya's English Medium School, Rastapet, Pune. The purpose of study is to achievement test will be developed by the researcher. Then data collection tool will be achievement test. Data is quantitative data and method will be experimental. So flowchart of the actual procedure is selection of problem, then review of a related literature, then defining objective and methodology, development of a data collection tool and program. Then I have implemented the development program, and then I have taken the pre-test, then experiment, the actual experiment, that is concept map, and the post-test. Then data collect and analyzed. Then I have concluded the result, and I have written the report in a file and the presentation. So timetable. What is the actual procedure and timetable? On the 7th September 2020, I have selected the topic. Then 7th to 25th September, I have reviewed so many literature, that is the previous studies which already done on this topic. Then 28th to 30th September, the approval of research topic from the teacher. Then 1st October to 10th October, preparation of assessment test, that is pre-test. Then 10th October to 13th October, preparation of tool, that is the experiment concept map, then lesson note and implementation of the program in the class. Then 13th to 25th November, the preparation of assessment test, that is the post test, and distribution among students. 26th to 1 December, collection of data. 1 to 20th December, data interpretation, that is graph, chart making, everything. And 22nd to 26th December, report writing. So this is the timetable I have followed. Now the actual data analysis and the proof of my research. So this is the list of 50 students from the Chaitanya's English Medium School, their roll numbers and their marks obtained in the pre-test, marks obtained in the post-test, and the actual percentage of their marks. So this is the achievement test analysis. Then this graph is showing total score comparison in a pre-test and post-test. You can see total score of 50 students is 844 in the pre-test, and in the post-test it increases, that is 1105. So you can see the difference between pre-test and post-test. So it proves that the concept map is helpful in the school learning. Then average and total percentage. Average percentage, you can see in the blue line bar. So 16.88 it is showing, and it increases by 22.1, that is average score of the students. Then percentage, the average percentage is 67.52 in the pre-test, which is increased by 88.4% in the post-test. It is again showing that the post-test scores are more than the pre-test, which prove that concept map will be helpful. Concept map is helpful in the school learning. Then this chart number of students in the pre-test and post-test. Then the total score in the pre-test. Their number of students are 50 in both. The total score is 844. In the post-test it increases, that is 1105. In average, in pre-test it is 16.88. In post-test it increases to 22.1, that is increased in the post test than the pre-test. Then percentage also increased. Then highest and lowest. Highest means the highest marks in the pre-test is 22, and the number of in post-test it is 25. So it again increased. Lowest marks of student in pre-test is 7, which is increased by almost 6 numbers, that is 15 in post-test. So in this bar graph you can see pre-test and post-test comparison, the highest versus lowest score. So it actually proves that concept map is really helpful in the learning in animal classification to the 10th standard, because it helpful students to get more marks than the typical learning process. Then this is post test performance. Number of students, range of marks obtained, it goes on increasing. In the post test performance, there are 15 plus marks, there are 8 students from the 50 mark students. 20 plus marks obtained by 33 students, and the 25 marks obtained by the total 9 students from the 50 students. So this is again showing that the post test marks or performance is increased in the exams by the students because of concept map strategy. Then data analysis, achievement test analysis. In pre-test performance, the 10 plus marks are there, even below 10 marks are also there in pre-test, which are totally changed in the post-test. So before the actual experiment, student cannot write the actual correct answers that much effectively. You can see in this chart, that is 10 plus marks. There are 9 students from the 50 students which get 9, which get 20 plus marks in the pre-test. In 15 plus, there are 26 students who get 15 plus marks in the pre-test, and there are only 13 students which get the marks over 20, and 25 there are no students who actually get the 25 marks in the pre-test. This is my research presentation. Thank you so much.